Hello and welcome back to Chasing the Target. We are reviewing Boxing Day today. A lot of action, lot of rain. We didn't get complete overs. दोनों test matches में अगर आप South Africa India का भी test match देखो, we got like around 59 overs. Even the Australia Pakistan game, I think the 30 overs short. So we didn't get complete games. We did see action. Starting off with that Pakistan Australia game, Pakistan missed too many chances in my opinion. By पहले like 2-3 over में Shaheen produced a chance simple to Abdullah Shafiq. They dropped Warner, then Warner and Khwaja capitalized. They got a 90-run partnership. Warner got out before lunch. And then after that also, Pakistan had a couple of chances that I know it was the difficult Travis Head one. But then there was DRS, which Australia successfully reviewed. I think that was of Labuschagne or Smith, one of the two. And they looked pretty good, I think, Australia. Pakistan missed an opportunity. I think when you're winning the toss, you need to be, I think, get the opposition out quickly, or at least get them all out under 300, especially in those Australian conditions, because the pitch does get better after a while. There was rain, there was juice on the pitch, and I felt the Pakistani bowlers were too slow. 126, 130. If you see Shaheen Shah Afridi, Mir Hamza, Hassan Ali, they were all on the slower side of things. Hassan Ali bowled a few balls 130 plus, and he did get nipped, but it was not fast enough. And आप वो associate नहीं करते Pakistan के साथ, because उन लोग के पास generally pace रहता, and they beat the bat, and that's exactly what they needed कल. मगर I mean आज, मगर वो हुआ नहीं. अगर India South Africa game देखे, वहाँ पे it was crazy action, and this is what we expect in South Africa. It's always topsy turvy. You get runs, you get wickets. I felt South Africa were amazing today. They were brilliant, but they did let go of 2 chances. And over here, every run counts. I agree with Ibrahim Bhai. I think Australia, South Africa are top, but South Africa are not top by much, because the pitch is very difficult to play on. It's not a pitch where it's just swinging or seaming. There's uneven bounce already from day one. Agar aap Shreyas Iyer ka ball dekhe, ya some other deliveries, the extra bounce. If you see Ashwin's delivery and you see Shreyas Iyer's delivery, both of them are complete opposites, and that indicates there is uneven bounce on this pitch, and it is going to be very difficult for batsmen. So I don't think this pitch will ease up, mere hisab se, and I think 200 plus will be competitive, and whatever India get from here, it will be a bonus. Every run will count, and South Africa will also have to play out of this skin. It doesn't mean that South Africa don't have the edge. I think they do, but still, once you score 200, it is a psychological kind of thing because of the pitch. If you heard Asham Amla on commentary, if you heard Sean Pollock, all these guys were saying that this was a pitch that they weren't expecting. They saw grass and everything, but the up and down movement they weren't expecting on day one, and that will cause more issues for the batsmen going on. Bavuma doubt for the rest of the test and series. Yeah, unfortunately he pulled his hammy when a boundary ko bhagte hue gaya to stop that boundary, but he did pull his hamstring over there. It looked bad straight away. He pulled up like this, and hoping that he recovers really quickly and we see him back in action, because he's a very good captain and they will miss him. I think right now Elgar is captaining, if I'm not mistaken, Ibrahim Bhai. Some people are saying Markram, but it looked like Elgar was captaining, but you can confirm with that. I forgot who the vice captain was. Kagiso Rabada, man, the star of the show. If you look at the dismissals, Rohit Sharma, again, that shot hitting it straight to the fine leg. He's gotten out like that in test matches before. It was a false stroke. It wasn't like he was beaten or anything like that. It was a poor stroke, in my opinion, and he needs to work on that. There's giving soft dismissals on tough pitches like these not acceptable, because then you'll get a delivery like Virat Kohli did, or like a Shreyas Iyer did, or Ashwin did, which becomes unplayable, and that's where I think Rohit Sharma made a mistake. Yashasvi Jaiswal fishing at one. It was a full delivery, over pitched actually. He got nicked. Like I mentioned, Shubman Gill down the leg side, like Rohit Sharma, I don't think you should get out like that. ऐसे pitches पे you have to make the most of it. If a good ball gets you out, so be it. लेकिन you're down the leg side, fine leg, the wicket keeper catching it on the leg side. That is not acceptable, because it's a very tough pitch. आपको ये silly mistakes आप afford नहीं कर सकते, especially आप you're playing in these very tough conditions. जैसे आपके पास spin होता है day one से, यहाँ पे seam, swing, up and down, bounce है, बहुत tough pitch है ये. And to get out like that, I think I was upset with the Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill's dismissals. You might see SA batsmen play more freely and take the game as they are looking to play a more balanced version of basketball. It might well be, but on this pitch, will that be possible? Will they be able to be free flowing? Will they be able to take risks? I'm sure they will score boundaries. I'm sure there will be opportunities. Will they put India under pressure? And Vampe, maybe that gives South Africa an advantage. Yes, Elgar is captaining, but I think, will it be possible on this pitch, and how consistently will it be possible? Because it looks like one ball has your number on it. यहाँ पे अगर आप देखें पूरा दिन का जो cricket था, even when KL Rahul is batting, we'll talk about him as well, but when he was also batting, when Virat Kohli was batting, there were deliveries which were unplayable, and the batsman couldn't do anything, and that's because of that variable bounce. So I don't know how good the wicket will become. In my opinion, it will be tough to bat on throughout. Yes, and 200 is not the best of scores. I think India ideally needed something in the 250 to 70 corridor. They still have a chance to get close to that. Lekin I'm assuming they'll get 220, maybe 215, 220. Couple of wickets remaining. It depends on how the weather is tomorrow, and how much when KL Rahul and Siraj come into bat. I think that's the thing in this kind of game. Catches will be important. Agar aap South Africa dekhe, they could have had India 5 down 40 run mein. Virat Kohli was dropped, I think, by Dezorzi, and he was also dropped by Jansen, Shreyas Iyer, and they were both on 4 respectively. It would have been like 38 for 5, and that would have killed the game for South Africa. They would have been firmly on top. Matlab 38 for 5, you're not going to get to 200, and that's what South Africa needed. I think ye pitches pe aapko har chance lena hai. India will also get chances. They have to take these chances. Agar grab nahi karte wo chances, then South Africa will get close to their score and take a potential lead, which can be very crucial going into the third innings. So I think that's what has to happen. You have to take your chances. Although South Africa bowled so well, Rabada was incredible today. That ball he bowled to Virat Kohli, outstanding, and the way he set the batsmen up, especially Ashwin, he kept bowling it full, outside off, then bowled it a bit short of length and got the glove, that extra bounce. I think he was incredible. Rabada with a 5-for. He's an outstanding bowler. Test matches mein toh he is so good. In these conditions, he is impeccable, almost unplayable. He was so good, and unfortunately he didn't get the support I think that he needed. Berger bowled well, magar जो आप Jansen से expect कर रहे थे, I felt उसका जो right arm था, it wasn't high enough. Even the commentators were saying that he wasn't being able to get that arm high enough to get that consistency in the direction of the ball. He was wayward, he was bowling wides, no balls and stuff. Court से also मेरे को ऐसा नहीं दिखा कि भैया लाइक इतना कन्विंसिंग था. मैं ज्यादा एक्सपेक्ट कर रहा था बिकॉज उन्हें पेस है, उसके पास स्पीड है, बट उन्हें भी वेवर्ड दिख रहा था. मे बी पोटेंशियली वाज गेटिंग ओवर एक्साइटेड विद दिस टेस्ट मैच. लेकिन हाँ, आई वाज एक्सपेक्टिंग मोर फ्रॉम द अदर बॉलर्स. इट वाज ऑल द Rabada show. I think Berger bowled well, but yeah, it was the Rabada show, and he bowled so well. Shane bhai, walaikum salam, कैसे हैं आप? खैरियत से? Hope everything is good with you. But yeah, it's still a very good contest. मेरे हिसाब से India still in it. ऐसा नहीं है कि भाई 200 for 8 नहीं. आप pitch देखो, conditions देखो, overcast है, and the pitch itself is extremely difficult, and that's where I come to KL Rahul. I think outstanding innings. No matter how much I've criticized him, anybody's criticized him over the past years, this is why the Indian team stick to him. ये भाई बहुत मुश्किल conditions थे. विराट कोहली भी out हो गया था. Virat Kohli, some fabulous cracking shots. He did give a chance early on. I think KL Rahul was almost chanceless innings, if I don't remember him giving a chance. And kya batting kharab hai. Ye conditions mein aisa khelna, wo bhi, with the lower order, outstanding. The partnership he built with Shardul Thakur, with Bumrah, and now even with Siraj, he is building partnerships. So even if it's 20-30 runs, ye conditions mein bahut vital hai wo. And I think hats off to him. This is why they've backed KL Rahul, and I really appreciate innings like this. ठीक है, अभी तक उन्हें 100 नहीं मारा, मैच नहीं जिताया, सब ठीक है, लेकिन जो कंडीशंस थे आज, जो बॉल ऊपर नीचे हो रहा था, जो स्विंग हो रहा था, it was very difficult, from ball one, and it was getting harder and harder. ऐसा नहीं है कि भाई स्विंग न्यू बॉल खत्म एंड बैटिंग इजी हो जाता है, नहीं उसके बाद भी मुश्किल था. इट वाज टफ बट ही वाज मैनेजिंग इट ब्यूटीफुली. आई थिंक ही वाज प्लेइंग सम गुड शॉट्स एज वेल. क्रैकिंग एक कवर के ऊपर जो छक्का मारा था वाज आउटस्टैंडिंग, और जो पुल शॉट भी खेल रहा था, ही वाज स्प्लिटिंग द स्क्वायर लेग मिड विकेट. ही वाज इनक्रेडिबल एंड हिज डिफेंसिव टेक्निक वाज सॉलिड टुडे एज वेल. ही न्यू कौन सा बॉल को अटैक करना है कौन सा नहीं, एंड ही डिडंट गो इनटू अ शेल. जब केएल राहुल ऐसे सिचुएशंस में आता है इन द पास्ट, अगर आप देखें, वो शेल में आ जाता है. ही पुट्स टू मच प्रेशर ऑन द other batsmen. But I think the fact that after Kohli got out, the responsibility was on him. He knew that उसको shots खेलना पड़ेगा. Ashwin coming at 7 again. I said, like, ठीक है, they played him. You have to play one of Ashwin and Jadeja. I had no problem with the combination. लेकिन Ashwin batting at that number, I think it's very high, and it puts a lot of pressure on the top order batsmen as well. But I think Shardul Thakur's contribution will give India some hope. He got roughed up, भैया. उसको क्या सेटअप करे, बाउंस ये वो करके, and then a full ball, it was in his zone, he smashed it straight to the fielder. But that will give a bit of confidence, I think, the way Shardul Thakur batted, and that's why maybe they're sticking to him, because he can provide with the bat. And that partnership was crucial because it allowed them to get closer to 200. And फिर बुमराह का भी partnership बहुत crucial था. And yeah, I think India batting does look like it's going to expose more than South Africa. South Africa still have Janssen and they have Coetzee who can stick it out, and I think that's where Jadeja might be missed. But let's see. Jadeja is injured and will probably miss second test also. Okay, he's injured. I didn't know he was injured. I thought he was just dropped for this game and Ashwin was playing. That means I'm surprised. Maybe he pulled something yesterday. I didn't hear anything about his injury. If you can let me know what that injury is. But yeah, I feel their batting is a bit light India, लेकिन फिर भी they made the most of it. पाकिस्तान bowling को क्या हुआ भाई, पूरा गैस निकल गया वहां से. स्पीड नहीं है, कुछ भी नहीं है. They didn't इतना अच्छा pitch पे, like, they won the toss, bowled first. अगर ऑस्ट्रेलिया bowling करे तो guarantee they would have picked up 6-7 wickets, I think, today. But Pakistan did not have enough pace to worry the batsmen, didn't have enough bite. And अगर आप देखिए सारे bowlers 125 130 की रेंज में डाल रहे थे, and it was not threatening enough for the Australian batters. So yeah, Jadeja complained of back pain in the morning before match. Okay, I don't know if that's just pain or it's a proper injury. Let's see. Hopefully he recovers, because they will need him, I think, in the next test if it's possible. If they don't win this, if they win this, then you never know. And I think both in patches, Ashwin and Shardul showed they could bat, but I think you need some. Jadeja will give you that left-handedness as well. So yeah, I think let's see what happens. I think tomorrow is one more bad day of weather, and then the weather will start clearing up. 3, 4, 5. Hopefully, we do get a result. It should be very interesting. भाई साउथ अफ्रीका में मैचेस बहुत एंटरटेनिंग है. एवरी बॉल इज एंटरटेनमेंट. अगर आप देखो पहले बॉल से लास्ट बॉल तक देयर वाज समथिंग गोइंग ऑन. या तो बाउंड्री जा रहे थे एंड विकेट्स. और मैं यही बोला था पहले कि भैया, it's not just even on tough pitches you will have opportunity to score. There's a smaller ground, and if like that extra pace will allow you to score boundaries at times, and the outfield is like lightning over there. What are your thoughts on South Africa playing the extra batsman in Bellingham? Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see how he plays. Unknown factor that could be in South Africa's favor. Maybe but I don't know exactly how he plays. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he does. I was surprised that he was picked. I know there was mention of him yesterday. There's a possibility that he'll play, but I felt I didn't think that he would start. I thought they would go with what do you call it, with an extra bowler, the fifth bowler. We were discussing that, right? Either Maharaj or someone like that. I thought they would have gone with the extra bowler. So I was surprised that they went with that extra batter. Magar maybe ye conditions mein that's what you need. Agar aapke 4 bowler kaam kar le sakte, then think. But the only thing about that is I'm seeing as the test match progresses, I'm seeing the South African bowlers might get tired. Agar aap dekhe Kagiso Rabada, after tea he looked like very tired, even though he picked up wickets consistently throughout the day. Lekin there was so much onus on him, and whenever he was coming back, it looked like as the day was progressing, they were getting tired, the South African bowlers, Rabada in particular. That could be the only thing which I'm thinking. And if you had a spinner, he can hold one and up and keep the fast bowlers fresh, and you can have that rotation. That's the only thing I'm thinking about. Lekin on a pitch like this, the extra batting could help, especially if it's a low-scoring game. Your bowlers do the job. They pick up the 11 wickets, then they can put pressure on with the bat as well. And it extends South Africa's tail. It gives the opportunity to score 20-30 runs more, and that could be the key thing. Yahan pe every run will count on this kind of pitch, on this ground. Every run will count. It looks like it's been a bad day for India, but it's not. It's not the right thing. It's actually been a okay day. It's not been that bad. Agar aap 200 plus maar diye is wicket pe, it's decent. is competitive. I wouldn't say it's like match winning or anything, but it's competitive. And especially अब Indian bowlers पे देखना पड़ेगा, अगर उन लोग सही line or length hit करे, then it'll be crazy. But then again, South Africa will look to put pressure on Shardul Thakur. They look to put pressure Prasidh Krishna पे. देखो Prasidh Krishna coming back from injury, अभी उन्हें proper test खेल रहा है after a long time, and also he hasn't had the greatest of form with the white ball leading up to this series. So I think it'll be crucial on how him and Shardul Thakur play. Maharaj or Mulder, I think as test match goes on, might see Markham and Elgar both some spin, off spin, and one left arm spinner. Yeah, it looks like maybe Markram and Elgar might give it a go with the ball. But yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking maybe they're a bowler short, but if the bowlers do the job, and they have the option of Markram and stuff, then why not? Maybe it's a decent decision, and it does extend their tail. It does give them the opportunity to score more runs and put pressure on India and frustrate India. Because अब देखो tail अगर नहीं निकलता भाई, आज I'm sure South Africa also got frustrated at times when Siraj and Bumrah were batting. When the tail doesn't get out, that's the most frustrating thing in a test match. पर मुझे लगता है यार technique is not good a year का for test cricket, especially in Sena conditions. Surprise but option. Yeah, so far look, Shreyas Iyer मेरे को मालूम था कि भाई यहाँ पे उन्हें struggle करने वाला है. There's going to be extra bounce, even though आज का ball completely उठा था, it laid low, and that's the thing. They set him up nicely and got the wicket. And these are very challenging conditions for any batsman, let alone Iyer. But this will be a test for him. The आज का match और next match जो रहेगा, this will be a super test. And इसलिए मैं केएल राहुल की तारीफ करने वाला हूँ भाई. This guy has copped so much criticism in the last year or so. उसको इतना गालियां दे, ये दिए वो दिए, मगर सबसे tough conditions में जब आपकी टीम खेले, he stood up, and he stood up like a one man army. The way he played with the tail, outstanding, and the composure he showed was brilliant. उसके shots भी बेहतरीन थे, and he kept India in the game. अगर उसकी inning नहीं थी तो इंडिया गई थी. Especially जब कोहली out हुआ था, it looked like things will wrap up very very fast, मगर ऐसा हुआ नहीं. He continued to bat, he continued to score runs, rotate the strike. He was farming the strike nicely also when Bumrah and Siraj were there. Before that, Shardul Thakur के साथ जो partnership built हुआ, he was giving Thakur a lot of advice also. अगर आप सुने Mike, in the mic stumps, he was telling the opposite batter, whether it was Shardul, whether it was Bumrah, कि भाई अंदर के लिए खेलो, don't try to leave it if it's outside of stump, play as if the ball's coming into your body. So there was a lot of tips that he was giving. I think the way he batted in partnerships and the way he was advising the other batters was incredible, and I really enjoyed his innings. After a long time, I think this was one of my favorite innings probably, because when the going gets tough, this is where you want to perform, especially when it's so difficult. You're getting body blows. Helmet पे लग रहा, शार्दुल को भी, सर को भी लगा था, कभी ball नीचे गिर रही, कभी chest पे लग रहा. That Ashwin had wrapped him in the knuckles and he got out at slip. तो ऐसे condition में जब आप ऐसी पारी खेलते जैसा केएल राहुल खेला, I think hats off to him. I really enjoyed it. मेरे को तो बहुत पसंद आया. I rated this inning very very highly because of the conditions. It was not easy. And yeah, going into tomorrow, it looks like Australia are also in the driver's seat. They look to get a good score, get close to 400, at least 300 plus. Again, Pakistan look flat. Fielding has been very poor. When the bowlers do provide the odd chance, produce the odd chance on look, they let it slip. So it's been overall, I think, disappointing for Pakistan, and their bowling does not look up to the mark, and it will be difficult for them to come back in this test match. But never say never. And India South Africa should be a lot of fun also. It's been action packed the whole day. बहुत मजा आया. Unfortunately, बारिश रोक दिया, नहीं तो we had another 30 overs of cricket, which have been really good, because we would have probably seen South Africa come out to bat as well. And South Africa will probably be happier because they get to wrap up India they're hoping quickly, and then they get to bat. Hopefully if the sun is out, but like early on in the day. But I don't know if that will be a good thing or bad thing. But definitely you don't want to come the last 10-15 overs of the day. That is the toughest time to open the innings for any batsman, any test cricketer. That is the most difficult period in my opinion. But yeah, overall it's been some crazy cricket. जो भी action था, बहुत मजा आया था. I think overall it's been really good. It's been exciting. I've really enjoyed the cricket. I think for me, Rabada, KL Rahul have been outstanding. Berger, good side role. Shardul Thakur with the bat, he was impressive. Virat Kohli, man, when he was at the crease, him and Shreyas Iyer bhi ek shot mara tha chakka when he flicked it, I think, towards fine leg, square leg. That was a beautiful six as well. Him and KL Rahul were the shot of the day. The Rahul over cover six, and Shreyas Iyer on the leg side, the flick that he hit, that was pure timing, man. Incredible batting. That was a really good shot. India, I think, will try to get close to 230, 240. If they can get that, they'll have some competitiveness, and then the bowlers can put pressure on South Africa. They'll have to hit the right areas. Yahan pe don't get too excited, and also don't get too disheartened, because there will be chances, there will be scoring opportunities too for the opposition. But I think if you stick to an accurate line length. We saw South Africa sometimes being too wayward. Either the ball was going over the keeper, or wide chale aa raha tha. So I think you got to keep your line length accurate, and try to pitch it full as well. And initially, you will get swing and seam as well. Pakistan, I think they saw a green pitch and decided to bowl because they didn't have confidence that their batsmen would survive in these conditions, because it was overcast due to rain. Yeah, and also Pat Cummins wanted to bowl too. It was ideal bowling conditions. I think if you see even the Boxing Day Test match India won recently, जहाँ पे रहाने 100 मारा था, शायद India got Australia allowed for 180, 190. They bowled first, India, in that game, and they won that match. So it was ideal conditions to bowl first, and you saw they were getting movement, they were getting seam, they were getting chances as well, but they didn't take the chances. Also, I felt they weren't good enough throughout the day. Pakistan should have been much better with the ball, and they could have Australia 6-7 down. If it was Australia, I think they would have had Pakistan down, especially in conditions where Mitchell Stark, Pat Cummins, Hazelwood would be relentless. And this is where Australia is winning. Their bowling is miles ahead, and their batting is superior to the opposition's as well. So that they are right now dominating. Pakistan need to play out of the skin to win this game. Never say never. If they can get early inroads tomorrow, and then try to get Australia under 300 or just around 300, then they bat out of the skin. They can produce a match, and we want to see a close contest. But the way Australia are playing, what's to come of their batting and then their bowling, it looks like a very tall ask for Pakistan. बहुत मुश्किल दिख रहा है मेरे हिसाब से. इतना आसान नहीं होगा ये सिचुएशन. इंडिया का जरा टाइट और होगा मैच, आई थिंक, कंपेयर टू द अदर गेम. इंडिया का अब वही इंडिया के जो बुमराह सिराज, तो their class, they'll have to get breakthroughs to right. This is a new game, new slate on log. They'll have to attack, and the catchers, the fielders is very important. Perhaps South Africa they could have got India all out for 100, but because they dropped those two catches, allowed India to build a partnership between Shreyas Iyer, Virat Kohli, and that then allowed Kerala to come up at a later time and then build as well. So taking catches will be very important India के लिए भी. एंड देन फिर शार्दुल और प्रसिद्ध कैसा डालने वाले, कौन से लाइन से लेंस हिट करेंगे, अगर बुमराह सिरा से अच्छा स्टार्ट मिला, उन लोग कैसा मेंटेन करेंगे वो स्टार्ट, वो भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रहेगा. इंग्लैंड में भी अय्यर को प्रॉब्लम हुई थी शॉर्ट बॉल से. बिल्कुल, अय्यर को तो भाई आईपीएल में भी होती है शॉर्ट बॉल से प्रॉब्लम, उसको हर जगह शॉर्ट बॉल से प्रॉब्लम हुआ. although he said he doesn't have a problem, there is an issue over there, and he will get set up, and it's a test for him. I think आप उसको select करें, उसको confidence दे रहे, तो he has to work on it. He has to see भाई मैं कैसा improve करूं ये situation में. It's not necessarily that he has to take it on, especially test match में. Either you duck under it or take a body blow and keep building up. पुजारा को भी देखो, रहाने को भी देखो, they took a lot of body blows back in the day, like back in the last few years. South Africa में तो आपको खतरनाक डिलीवरीज मिलते हैं, कभी छाती पे, कभी नी रोल के नीचे, कभी सर पे. इट्स क्रेजी. एंड आज आप देखो जो अनइवन बाउंस था, इट वाज नेक्स्ट लेवल. वन वाज गोइंग ओवर द कीपर, वन इज गोइंग अंडरनीथ द नी रोल. तो ऐसा रहता भाई, वो खतरनाक कंडीशंस रहते टू बैट. इट्स नॉट इजी. ऑफ कोर्स यू गेट अपॉर्चुनिटी स्टिल टू स्कोर रन्स, ऐसा नहीं है कि इम्पॉसिबल है, लेकिन एनी बॉल एज योर नंबर. आप देखो वो बॉल विराट कोहली को जो मिला, इनक्रेडिबल डिलीवरी था कगिसो रबाडा. द वे ही bowled it, he pitched it perfectly, a slight movement, and then the line was perfect just outside off stump. There's nothing Virat Kohli could have done about that. That's an absolute peach. Even the Shreyas Iyer delivery जो था वो it kept low. आप कुछ कर नहीं सकते उसमें. तो you have to, as a batsman, look to score. Surviving is not the only option. ठीक है, you have to be sensible. You can't always, you have to balance aggression with defensive technique. लेकिन फिर भी you will have opportunities to score, but you have to grab those. You saw KL Rahul. That's why I rate this innings very highly, especially if I just see like what the situation was, the conditions were, the bowling attack, everything. I do rate this innings, and that's why they've stuck with this guy, man. It was incredible batting from him. Batted really well. But yeah, like I said, India will probably look to get close to 230, 40. If they can get to that, it'll be a very good score in my opinion. 250 plus will be amazing on this. What are your thoughts on Afghanistan Cricket Board banning Naveen Farooq and Mujib from playing leagues for 2 years as they refuse to sign contracts? I think it's kind of harsh because agar aap dekhe, like cricket is moving towards leagues, it's moving to T20 cricket, it's moving towards all this kind of format, and different countries having different leagues, and they should have the thing. Like, I understand international cricket is very important, and even Indian players, they don't go and play abroad, but I don't think Afghanistan have that infrastructure where they can afford to have Mujib Naveen Faruqi on those wages, which they will get in leagues in the Big Bash in England and West Indies in India. I think it is very harsh, and these guys need to also look at their income, their everything, and there is a perfect opportunity by playing leagues. If Afghanistan can afford those wages like India can, and then you can only have your own league and play. But apart from India, I don't see any team doing that. KKR, LHC, and SRH will have to look for replacements now. Yeah, Fazalak, that's good that we got Cummins. Everyone's saying, why did we need Cummins and everything like that? You have Fazalak, Faruqi, but now it's Cummins and Jansen as your two options. You might need to get a backup option now. And the other teams also, like LSG, will need to get, and KKR will also need to get replacement for Mujib and Naveen ul Haq, respectively. मगर मेरे हिसाब से भाई वही है कि लाइक अगर उन लोगों को पैसे मिल रहे, अपॉर्चुनिटी मिल रहा, it also they can bring back that experience back to Afghanistan, and it also makes the team stronger. अगर आप देखें पिछले 3-4 साल में जो अफगानी प्लेयर्स खेले दूसरी लीग्स में, it's really helped them and it's allowed them to compete on the world stage. आप वर्ल्ड कप में ही देख लो, the way Naveen played, Rashid played, Mujib played, Noor Ahmed played, these guys have all got exposure in T20 leagues. So I don't think it's the right decision to have banned them, in my opinion, but it is what it is. You can't do much about it. The board has the final word, the final say, and that कुछ कर नहीं सकते. जायसवाल देखो, आई नो उसके ऊपर थोड़ा लाइक वी वोंट रियली क्रिटिसाइज हिम एज मच बिकॉज इट वाज लाइक इन टफ कंडीशंस. फर्स्ट टाइम प्लेइंग इन साउथ अफ्रीका, आई थिंक लाइक अगेंस्ट द साउथ अफ्रीकन टीम फॉर इंडिया. It was a proper tough pitch, ball was swinging, so we let it go. Slip. But Shubman Gill, I was very disappointed. Why? He's been playing cricket regularly now. He's played on the international stage for a long time. Not a long time, but he's been playing fairly consistently. So I expected more of him. कि भाई down the leg side ऐसा shot खेलना मेरे हिसाब से सही नहीं था वो, and उसको improve करना पड़ेगा ये mistakes पे. कहाँ गई पाकिस्तान की bowling पेस bowlers, कहाँ कर जाते? या आई डोंट नो, इन लोगों के पास फैक्टर्स थे. आप कमेंट्री पे अगर सुन रहे थे अर्शद बुगले का, वसीम अकरम का, सबको पता नहीं चल रहा कि भाई ये क्यों हो रहा. पेस बॉलर्स क्यों नहीं आ रहे. अलबत्ता उनके 2-3 तो इंजर्ड है. अगर आप देखें ये नसीम शाह, एहसानुल्लाह और एक को इंजर्ड है. हारिस भी नहीं खेल रहा हूँ बोल रहा टेस्ट क्रिकेट. जमान खान शायद टेस्ट क्रिकेट नहीं खेलता. दे डू हैव फास्ट बॉलर्स बट they're injured or thing. And Australian tour, agar aap dekho, every team, whether it's India or whether it's England, whether it's Pakistan, any team that comes to Australia, there will be injuries. I don't know, they were discussing it yesterday also, today during the match, that maybe it's the big grounds, maybe it's the hard surfaces, whatever it is, there are the touring players get more injuries, and this is going to be a very tough tour for them. They still have another test match after this. It's going to be very difficult to maintain that. India lost half their team through injuries last time round, or more than that. So Australia is a very tough place to tour. You do get injuries. It is difficult. It's hostile. Grounds are very big as well. The surfaces are hard, and it does lead to injuries. It will be difficult. But yeah, the likes of Naseem, these guys have already been injured, and it's surprising still that normally Pakistan do produce a lot of fast bowlers. Maybe it's the new first class system not producing. I don't know what it is, but it is shocking कि भाई they don't have anyone bowling 140 plus. I'm very surprised about that. मेरे हिसाब से भाई ऑस्ट्रेलिया में आपको पेस जरूरी है. अगर आप देखें इंग्लैंड में एक ही बंदा डाल रहा था, वो मार्क वुड था, और उन्हें 140 प्लस डाल रहा था. बुमराह को देख लो, सिराज को देख लो, शमी को देख लो, 140 प्लस डालते हैं. Even Natarajan was bowling 130 plus, right? Like in that Gabba test match. तो आपको पेस जरूरी है. आप देखो Hazelwood, Cummins, Stark. Hazelwood looks like slow pace. He's pretty quick, and like the way Stark and Cummins bowl, they're very fast as well. I'm hoping SA management can get Coetzee and Jansen to perform better for the rest of this match. I'm sure they'll be working on particular things, especially Jansen, his non-bowling arm. He needs to work on that and get that with the higher uplift. It will generate more momentum, it will generate more accuracy as well, in my opinion. So I want to see how that works out from their perspective. But they need an improved performance. I felt that if they put pressure on after Rabada spell, then India wouldn't have got this far. There were moments where they leaked runs and you might be saying, "Bhai, what's wrong with you? 200 पे 8 है," लेकिन फिर भी वो 200 पर 8 could have been 100 पे 8 या 100 पे 9 या 120 all out, ऐसा हो सकता था. तो मेरे हिसाब से देयर नीड्स टू बी इम्प्रूवमेंट फ्रॉम बोथ इंडिया पे भी यही प्रॉब्लम रहेगा प्रसाद एंड शार्दुल विल नीड टू back up the bowling of Siraj and Bumrah. Otherwise, Siraj and Bumrah might get under a lot of pressure and they start making mistakes too. In Pakistan, departmental Pakistan's first class competition is going on. Yeah, Mohammad Abbas, I saw that. I saw him. He was killing in his bowling so well. Usko kyun nahi liya? Meko samajh mein nahi aa raha. If you wanted pace, yeah, he doesn't have that, but neither do these guys. If you want to pace, you should have got pace. Otherwise, you get Mohammad Abbas. He has line length. He's much more consistent than Mir Hamza and all these other guys. Hassan Ali. He's a much better option than Hassan Ali, in my opinion. He is so accurate. He's at you all the time. He won't give you loose deliveries. Mir Hamza was very inaccurate yesterday. He was throwing the ball here and there. They bowled good 2-3 balls, and then even Shaheen was spraying it all over the place. There was one like ball he bowled to what was it, a full toss outside leg stump. Even one was shocked, like, what the hell is this ball? There was lack of consistency and line length from the Pakistani bowlers. And someone like Abbas, उन्हें पूरा वो जबरदस्त एक कॉइन पे डालता उन्हें वो एक कॉइन पे डालता है कॉरिडोर और ऑफ स्टंप और बैट्समैन परेशान रहता अंदर आधी बॉल बाहर आधी बॉल and that's where you get your wickets. It causes uncertainty in the batsman's mind and it allows you to produce chances and pick up wickets. And I would have loved to see Abbas in these conditions. I think he would have made the most of it in Boxing Day. At least instead of Hassan Ali, Hassan Ali kitna back करेंगे. Abbas has had better test performances in the past than Hassan Ali, so I did not understand that. I would have really liked to see him play in these conditions, especially at the MCG. Wahab in his press comments when asked about was not selected, he said because of his lack of pace, which was correct. Yeah, exactly, Magar. There is no pace here. I understand if you're not picking pace, then you should have picked someone who bowls 140 plus consistently. Then we can understand. अच्छा ठीक है, नसीम शाह खेल रहा है, जो भी है 140 पे डाल रहा है, इसलिए ये नहीं है. अगर आप मीर हमजा को ले रहे हो, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? उसका कौन सा पेस है? He has no pace at all. They're bowling 125, 126. Even Shaheen was bowling 127, 128 yesterday. There was no pace at all. I don't know what happened to Shaheen Shah Afridi. There's an injury that is bothering him. He's not fully recovered from that injury last year as well, and it's not allowing him to generate that pace that we normally associate with him. पेस तो चाहिए, इतना कम मैं नहीं समझा. ठीक है, wavered हो सकते हैं आप. Pace will not only win you games. You have to be accurate also, like Stark, Hazelwood, Cummins. लेकिन at least it would have got you competing. And right now, it doesn't look like Pakistan are in the competition. I hope that they do make a comeback and make it interesting. We want to see good matches. लेकिन मुश्किल दिख रहा. Dhoni should have been selected. Dahani should have been selected, and Wasim Junior should have. Yeah, Wasim Junior also not playing. I didn't understand this sitting on the bench over there. He should have got an opportunity. He bowled really well in the World Cup. Again, he really reads the pitch very well. उसको पता चल जाता है, adjust अच्छा कर लेता है line length उसका. तो उसको भी आप select कर सकते थे मेरे हिसाब से. तो yeah, a few shocking calls there from the Pakistan management. I did not get that. Didn't really understand it. But yeah, Australia will look to score, build on this lead, score as many runs as possible. Pakistan under pressure. India will look to try to extend this lead as much as possible, extend the total, and then take it from there. It should be a cracker of a game. I'm really looking forward to it. Make sure you join us tomorrow also for the review. Hopefully Faiz will join us as well. Thank you, Ibrahim Bhai. Thank you, Shane Bhai, and everyone for joining. That's it for now, but we will catch you tomorrow. Take care, guys, and enjoy the rest of your night and enjoy tomorrow.